Well, hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome. I am Walt Hampton, and I am so pleased to be able to be with you here today. Thank you for joining me. I am so looking forward to the next hour and 15 minutes. And I'm going to teach my heart out around this because so many people have reached out to me to ask the question, how do I take what I already know and move it online? How do I get through these uncertain times with what I have? And so, just a week or so ago, we began to put this program together, and I'm so excited about being able to share this with you. I'm live in the lower left-hand corner there, just so you can see that I'm live. It's not one of these recorded things. And I'm going to take myself off camera to protect the bandwidth while I teach and share with you. I am really pleased to be joined by our Director of Operations, Madeline Smith. Madeline is our amazing Director of Operations who's based in Portugal. She's going to moderate the chat. There is a chat function there, and you are free to chat. You're free to add comments, to ask questions. And Madeline will be watching the chat. Hello, Carrie from Boston. I love seeing you there. My business and life was in Hartford, Connecticut for a long time. That's where my law practice was Hartford, Connecticut. So welcome everyone from around the world. I did look quickly at the roster, and we have people all around the world. I'm also, I see Doug. Hi, Doug. Doug is our amazing Chief Learning Officer at Summit Success. So Doug is here. Doug will chime in from time to time, I'm sure, because he has a hard time staying quiet like I do. Hello, Nancy from Philadelphia. So nice to see you. Wow. Susan and Mark, love to see you. Doug, there you are. Luca from Italy. My God, so nice from Italy. You guys are having some challenging times. So nice to have so many. We had a large number of registrations, and we're really, really happy to have you here. So thank you. I am going to take myself off camera just to protect our bandwidth. I'm coming to you live from County Cork, Ireland. Hi, Paul. I see you there. Nice to see you. I'm going to take myself off the video and just leave my audio. Hi, Maureen. Nice to see you. And welcome to our program. We're going to be talking about the consultant success formula here today. So I'm going to dive right into what we're going to be spending time on today. And these are scary and uncertain times. I know there is a tendency when we're scared to circle the wagons. There's a tendency to go to fear, to go to scarcity. And what I hope that you're going to walk away with today is that despite the scariness, that there is light ahead, that we're going to get through this time, and we're going to be okay on the other side of this time. And I know that there are people who are faced with redundancy, faced with furloughs, faced with losing their jobs, faced with having to turn down, close their places of business, their restaurants, faced with not being able to be in their brick and mortar business. Doug Brown and I, Doug, as I said, is our Chief Learning Officer. We spent an hour yesterday with lawyers who were all of a sudden faced with not being able to go to their law offices, not be able to go to court. I just spent the last 2 hours with a group of physical therapists who were faced with the same uncertainty. And this period of uncertainty can also lead to financial panic. And what it has thrown into sharp relief for so many people is that their businesses, their careers, their lives, their work have been built on a foundation of sand, which is to say that this moment in time has shined a light on the fact that what we've had isn't necessarily very secure, that we really have been at the mercy of circumstances. We've been at the mercy of other people's business structures. We've been at the mercy of other people's employment opportunities. We've been at the mercy of the marketplace. And what I would love for you to walk away with today is some sense that you can future-proof your work, that you can future-proof your life, that in this time of uncertainty, in this time of fear, that there is the opening to create something for yourself, to create something that is viable, that is profitable, that is lucrative, that is lasting, and that whether this period of uncertainty lasts for the next 2 weeks or for the next 30 days or for the next 90 days, that in this period of time, you can create something that you have control over. So if you're here today, I suspect that maybe you're stuck at home, or maybe you're about to be stuck at home. Maybe your business has been shut down. You've been in hospitality, like a number of friends of mine have been, and all of a sudden their businesses are shuttered. Maybe you've been made redundant or laid off or furloughed. My daughter, who's been in hospitality for 30 years, is likely to be furloughed today or tomorrow. Maybe you've been tired for a long time about a boss or a supervisor or a manager who hasn't been ideal, but you've been just kind of putting up with it. Maybe you've had a job where you're punching the clock and the clock isn't all that convenient. Maybe you're just fed up with looking down the barrel at this time and feeling that fear. Or maybe for a long time, you've just been kind of fed up with a bricks and mortar life. You're kind of fed up with going to the office all of the time. There was a very interesting piece in the Wall Street Journal last week that maybe this period of time will finally shine the light on the fallacy and the inefficacy and the illumination, the anachronism of the office. And maybe after this point in time, people will not want to go back to the office. And so maybe you're here with one or all of these situations, or maybe it's a different situation, and you're wondering, could I make money remotely? Is there some way that I can take what I already know, what I already do, what I've already been trained on, or maybe even stuff that I haven't been trained on? Can I take that and use it in some way? Could I move into a more leveraged way of working? Could I work online? And will I be able to make it through this period of time? Will I get through this period of time? Will I be able to provide for myself, for my family, for the people I care about? And I really want to give you a resounding yes. I'm going to put myself on the camera right now. I want to look you right in the eye. I want to say, yes, we're going to get through this time. We're going to get through it together. We're going to hold each other. We're going to love on each other. We're going to get through this time together. And there are so many possibilities here, so many possibilities. And so I want to assure you that if you're here today, you are in the right place, because I'm going to share with you some really concrete principles, some keys that I think will not only give you some hope and some ideas, but some practical things to do. And it doesn't matter what industry you have been in or what your background is. What we're going to be talking about today applies whether you are a teacher or a tutor, or whether you're a lawyer or an accountant or a solicitor, whether you've been in allied health as a massage therapist or a physical therapist or a chiropractor, whether you've been in hospitality as a hotelier or as a restaurateur, whether you've been in entertainment, maybe you're a musician. I'm going to share with you someone who was in the music industry, actually two people. Maybe you've been in IT. Maybe I'm actually working with someone who is in construction. Doug Brown and I are working with someone in construction right now who's given up the hammer and is coming into this virtual world. And this is just to name a few. And I want to anchor us here today in the reality that what we're talking about is an opportunity. And I would love for you to hold a question for yourself today, in this moment, and in the days and weeks going forward. And the question that we're inviting all of our community to hold, to ask, to answer for themselves is, what is the opportunity here right now? Because there are. If you're in fear, you're not looking at the opportunities. If you're in scarcity, you're not looking at the opportunities. If you're circling the wagons and trying to protect your assets, trying to skimp and save, you're in scarcity. You're not looking for the opportunities. I've, over the last decade, trained myself to ask one question when I pop my eyes open in the morning. It's the very first question I ask. What amazing opportunities will I see here today? What amazing opportunities will I see here today? If we start the day asking what is going to go wrong, we'll see more of that. If we start the day asking what are the opportunities here, we will see more opportunities. It's not unlike going out and when you're shopping for a car, maybe it's a used Tiguan like what I have or a black Volvo. When you start shopping for a car, you start seeing them everywhere and you go, oh my God, everybody has my car. But that's not true. You're just looking for it. If you look for opportunities, you're going to see them. And the opportunities that we're talking about today are at a massive scale. The Wall Street Journal reports that consulting, and we're going to talk a lot about taking your skills and becoming a consultant or a coach. The consulting industry worldwide is $250 billion and growing. It is growing, ladies and gentlemen. Even today, this industry is growing even more. And the coaching industry is a $2 billion industry, and it's growing. There is so much opportunity here for consultants and coaches. And the opportunity on the other side of what we're experiencing right now is astonishingly huge. And the opportunity in this moment, the stuff I'm going to share with you today, will allow you to leverage what you have right now and to get started right now with a very small handful set of tools that you're going to be able to use. So what I want to do is dive right in and get started. But for those of you who don't know who I am, who is this bald man? And why should we care? And why should we listen to him? Well, for 30 years, I was a lawyer, practicing lawyer outside of Hartford, Connecticut. I raised my kids there. I was a single dad for a dozen years, raising 3 young boys on my own and managing this law firm. And that explains the hair loss. I had hair back then, now not so much. But I did that for about 30 years until, through a serendipitous set of circumstances, I had the opportunity to train with Tony Robbins himself. And I became one of 70 of Tony Robbins' elite level certified results coaches. And I went to work for Tony and worked with amazing entrepreneurs and business professionals all around the world. And I loved the work very much. And I'm an entrepreneur by heart. And so I had this bright idea that, hey, if Tony could do it, I can do it. And so I left Tony's employ. I left my law practice, and I began building a consulting and coaching business right into the dark clouds of the Great Recession beginning in early 2007. Now, in retrospect, that didn't look very smart. We had 2 kids in private colleges. We had an underperforming commercial office building. We had massive credit card debt, a massive business credit line. And in this moment of pivoting, we were moving credit card debt from one card to another. We were barely staying ahead of our bills and obligations, and we were scared. Until I began to unlock the principles that I'm going to share with you today, the principles that have become our signature program called the Consultant Success Formula. And if it's okay with you, I'm going to spend just a little bit of time at the end telling you about the Consultant Success Formula. But when I discovered the roadmap that has become our signature program, I very quickly replaced the significant 6-figure draw that I had been getting as a lawyer in my coaching and consulting business. And that's why I'm so excited to be able to have this time with you today. After a number of years, I was invited in by Michael Port, the founder of Book Yourself Solid Worldwide, and became a Book Yourself Solid elite level certified coach. I began to take over for Michael Port, and as president and chief operating officer of Book Yourself Solid Worldwide, I've had the privilege and the gift of being able to train and certify coaches and consultants all around the world. I have a number of books. I have Journeys on the Edge, Living a Life That Matters, that went to a second printing, is a 2-time recipient of the North American Book Awards. I have the Power Principles of Time Mastery, also in its second printing. We founded Summit Success now going back a lot of years, and we get to help people all around the globe create amazing businesses. And as I mentioned, I am the creator of the Consultant Success Formula, which, in my humble opinion, and with the endorsement of Michael Port, I believe is the most comprehensive business building system roadmap on the planet. And so from that, today, in our short time together, I want to share with you 3 keys that I have distilled from all of this work. Keys that if you internalize these keys, use these keys even immediately after this webinar today, using the simple tools I'm going to suggest that you get, you can be in action, and you can be in service, and you can be making money using what I'm going to share with you today. So key number 1 is a simple key, except it's something that most people miss when they go out into the marketplace. Key number 1 is solve a problem that you already know how to solve. The thing that most people do is they go out into the world and say, hey, I want to be a consultant. I want to be a coach. And they go out and they build themselves an expensive website and they say, I'm a coach, I'm a consultant, hire me. And they wonder why they're not making money. And the truth, dear friends, is that no one really wants a consultant or a coach. What they want is a solution to a problem. If you can solve a problem for people, particularly an urgent problem, you can be handsomely rewarded. 2 years ago, those of you who are on my side of the pond, on the Ireland, UK side of the pond, you'll remember that we implemented GDPR, which is a privacy policy law. I have a background in law. I have no idea what GDPR is, but I saw in that moment that there were a lot of accountants and lawyers and coaches and consultants grappling with, what is this thing called GDPR? We rolled out a program in 3 weeks helping people figure out what GDPR is and how it applied to their business. And within 3 weeks, we brought in a significant five-figure sum, helping people solve their problem. To this, I had to learn GDPR, okay? I had to double down and learn it. But that was okay, because I helped people solve us, and I was able to learn the solution to this problem. When you can show up solving people's problems, they will reward you for that. So the label lawyer, which I've thrown around a lot, doesn't tell you much. The label coach doesn't tell you much. The label consultant doesn't tell you much. People don't want that any more than they want a dentist or a gastroenterologist. Who wants that? People don't want that. People don't want to have to get their car repaired. People want a solution to a problem. If you can solve a problem for people, they will pay you well. This is one of our amazing clients, Maria Granovsky. Maria has now become one of our coaches at Summit Success. She was a lawyer. She hated law. She actually has a PhD as well. She's one of these underachievers. Maria has a background in science. She was an intellectual property lawyer, but her heart was as a writer. And she wrote beautifully. She took her writing ability and she pivoted and she began helping other people with their copy, with their sales copy, with their marketing copy. And now she has a very lucrative 6-figure business helping law firms with their marketing copy. Problem solution. Law firms, lawyers are horrible marketers, and they're not particularly good writers. We can write briefs, we can do depositions, but we're not terribly good when it comes to marketing and sales copy. Maria does that for them. And she has a number of big firms that pay her handsomely, and she's great at it. And she's also a great coach, and we're really proud to have her on our team. I told you at the top of the hour that I just spent the last 2 hours with this brilliant man, Jamie Schreier, who I've had the privilege of working with for the last 2.5 years. Jamie was in physical therapy. Jamie's passion and love and talent is teaching. And he pivoted out of the daily practice of physical therapy. And he used to help people using his hands. And now, almost exclusively virtually, and particularly in this environment virtually, he helps other physical therapists grow their businesses, getting more patients and making more money. The problem is physical therapists want more patients, they want more quality referrals, they want to make more money, He helps them do that. And he has an amazing business and an amazing community all around the world. So I've shared with you two people who have, the credentialed backgrounds. Okay, we love this human being. She's one of our beloved members of our community, Pamela Drzicki. Pamela was in the insurance industry. She had no entrepreneurial background at all. She knew nothing about marketing and selling. In a very short time, she went from an administrative position in the insurance industry to helping professional women with time management and productivity. Time management and productivity happened to be a sweet spot for Pam. It's just something that she was always naturally able to do. And she had a knowledge of the professional world, having been in the professional world in insurance administration. And so she said, I'm going to solve this problem for professional women. She has created an amazingly successful business in a relatively short period of time. And so the question I have for you is, what problem can you solve? And as you're thinking about this, let me give you some ideas of people that we are currently working with and supporting, or who have just come into our world that we're about to work with and support. So we have an educator who was a contract educator for the schools, who was teaching a foreign language, helping the students prepare for their college placement, their university placement exams. Guess what? 6 weeks ago, she thought she had a $10,000 consulting gig, bricks and mortar. The school system was going to bring her in. And 2 weeks ago, that evaporated when the school system said, guess what? Contract canceled. We're sending our kids home. She came to us and she said, I'm panicked. I was counting on that 10K. In 72 hours, we taught this woman how to pivot, how to take the proposal back to the school district, how to offer it to the school district as an online learning opportunity. The school district bit, and she was still back in business with her $10,000 contract, now teaching in the virtual world, like I'm teaching and sharing with you. We've worked with a sales manager who just got downsized. Guess what? He's moving into the virtual world, helping sales teams learn to sell better because he's good at it. Doug and I have a friend in our coaching world. His name is Michael Walker. Michael used to be a boy band member playing the keyboard. Michael wanted to start a family. He wanted to stay at home and not be on the road as a boy band keyboardist. He now has a very significant six-figure business helping other bands get booked. Still in the entertainment industry, we have a colleague who used to teach saxophone, going door to door, house to house, doing time for money work. She took the work online, teaching saxophone, ladies and gentlemen, online. And she created an amazing six-figure business. We have people who have been in hospitality. I have one person right now in mind, the person who I have in mind maybe on this call. I don't know. I know that her daughter is on this call. She's been in hospitality. She's an amazingly powerful visionary entrepreneur. She has an amazing, awesome, one-of-a-kind restaurant that people love. Guess what? The doors just closed on that because it had to. But this woman is brilliant because she knows everything there is to know about homeschooling. In fact, the kids she's homeschooled are amazing human beings in the world. This is her moment because all of a sudden there is this big problem that needs to be solved, which is, what do I do with my kids? And this woman, she can step into the space quickly and easily. We have an artist who used to sell paintings, and now she's online teaching and selling her work online. In our community that Doug and I belong to, we have a nurse practitioner and a behaviorist who serves the autism world, helping online, helping families with their autistic kids. And the issues right now are even more challenging. We have a contractor who Doug is working with, who used to swing a hammer, and now he's out in the world helping other contractors understand that business model. So I've given you a bunch of stuff to think about. If you've been in the hands-on world of acupuncture or massage therapy or lawyering or physical therapy, or you've been in the arts world of painting, or you've been in the entertainment world of music, or you've been in education, it doesn't matter what discipline you've been in. If you have a problem that you can solve, you can be wealthy and free. I'm going to move on. I'm on a tear because I'm so passionate about this. I want you to understand the opportunity here. So this is the second key. And this is another mistake that most people make. They go out into the world, and I know this person I was talking about will have this tendency, this restaurateur. She'll want to go out because she's a helper. She's a person of service. She'll want to go out and help people do stuff. That's not enough. You have to help people solve a particular problem. And the more narrow your problem is that you solve, the narrower you go with your specialty, the more successful you'll be, even if that narrow little niche is a bit weird. And I'm going to share with you a bit weird in a moment. But let me underscore this point for you. People who go out in the world after this call or 3 weeks from now and say, yes, I've decided I'm going to be a business coach. Well, I don't know what a business coach is. Or I'm going to be a business consultant. I don't know what that is. I don't know what problem you solve. I help mid-career professionals pivot and create highly paid consultancies. My label might be executive coach and consultant, but the label is a non-starter. And so you know exactly who I help and what I do. That's what I do. I don't help people necessarily build their websites. I can consult on that, but that's not my sweet spot. Might be your sweet spot. I don't know anything about homeschooling. That sounds for me like something that my friend ought to be about. So Deanna, I see Deanna, you sent me a note, and without giving more of your identifying information, you asked, is there a resource page that utilize some of these professionals? I'd be happy to source some of that for you. So I'll get my brilliant Madeline on that after our call today and see what we can hook you up with there, because there are some URLs. So my specialty is narrow. You, as a consumer, go narrow. As a consumer, you don't go broad. So let me give you an example. God forbid we get off this call today and you get a call from your hypothetical sister. and your hypothetical sister says, oh my God, your hypothetical nephew, your nephew collapsed outside, running around, blowing off steam. And he was rushed to the emergency room, and the emergency physician said, he's got an aortic stenosis that has been with him since he was little, and we need to do surgery. And your sister is freaking out. She does not know what to do. She's afraid. And so she calls you up and she says, oh, please help me pick the right person. And so you say, calm down. I'm going to help you. I got this. We're going to go out. We're going to find the perfect cardiologist for you. And you go out to the marketplace and you begin to research cardiologists who can take care of your teenager, let's just say your 17-year-old nephew. And you go out and you get 3 possibilities, because that's what we do, right? We get 3 estimates for our painting. We get 3 estimates for our kitchens. We go out and we get 3. And we come up with 3 names. The first name is this brilliant cardiologist. He's been in practice for 30 years. He's on the university faculty. He's been doing general cardiology, general cardiac surgery. He's got a great reputation. Option number 2, cardiologist who's been in practice for 12 years. She's on the hospital faculty. She's got a nice practice. She's got a reputation in town where she's really good with people, general cardiologist. Option number 3, cardiologist who's been in business for 18 years. She's written papers. She's delivered at conferences. Her specialty is boys with aortic stenoses 17 to 25. She's got an amazing reputation. She's got a great practice record. All things being equal, ladies and gentlemen, who do you recommend to your hypothetical sister? Door number 3. All things being equal, as consumers, we go narrow. We think when we go out into the marketplace, particularly in times like this where we're scared, we go out into the marketplace and say, I help people do stuff. And we stay poor. I do not want you to be poor. I want you to come off this webinar. I want you to make a lot of money, which means that you have to embrace my entrepreneurial paradox, which is that narrow is power. Doug and I have a friend. His name is Seja. Seja is amazing. Deanna, Seja is somebody that you could actually Google. I don't have the URL up here, but Seja runs the School of Evolutionary Herbalism, and he and his amazing wife, Whitney, broke $1 million last year doing herbalism, and he does all of his work virtually. And it's not just herbalism in general, but it's evolutionary herbalism. And he believes that you got to grow your herbs in the right soil under the right astrological conditions. He is passionate about this, and he solves problems that are in a very narrow and arguably unusual niche, but not quite as unusual as the niche that our friend and colleague Cara Andretta started in. Cara Andretta, before she grew her business horizontally, began by teaching homemakers and bakers how to bake the perfect white cake. I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, I have heard Cara speak from stage when she first was doing this coaching and consultancy, which she did virtually. And when she rolled out her first program, helping people bake the first perfect white cake, and made $475,000 doing it. I wish I had that hair that Cara had, because it would have blown off at that moment. But Cara was that passionate about that narrow niche. Now she's had the ability to broaden her purview, and now she helps other people grow online businesses, and she's really good at it. But where Cara started was in that very narrow spot. And I didn't know it, but there are a lot of people who have a problem about not knowing how to make the perfect white cake. Well, Kara solved that problem, and she was handsomely rewarded by it. Carol Egan is in our community. Deanna, this is somebody else that you can Google pretty easily. I think her website is actually carolegan.com. I was back and forth earlier today on Carol because she's rolling out a program to meet people where they are right now about creating healthy diets to boost your immune system. But Carol is in a sub niche of that wellness niche. She was really focused on detoxification and digestion, a really narrow niche. And as you see, she's now a Forbes on the Forbes Council of Coaches, and she helps a lot of people all around the world. And she's happily rewarded for the amazing work that she does in the world. So I want to ask you, what's one thing that you really love to do, that you really, really love to do? That thing may be a problem that you could solve for other people that other people will pay you handsomely for. And ladies and gentlemen, it may not be your first love. I know that my colleague, who's a relative of the person on this call, I know that colleague really loves her restaurant. And I know that she will go back to that restaurant one day when it opens. And please God, it is not too much in the distant future. That's her love. And what she's really good at and she can do in this moment in time is to help people all around the world with their kids who are running around and they have no idea what to do with them. I was on a call the other day with a colleague and the Amazon truck was knocking at the door. She said the schools are closed and the kids are running around and they don't have the online platform. That's the Amazon man with the trampoline. I have no idea what to do with these people. So it may not be your first love. It may be your second or third love. Or maybe like with GDPR, it's just a problem that you can figure out and solve for other people. But understand that the more urgent and the narrow the problem, the faster you're going to get traction in this marketplace. Remember, my GDPR thing, I rolled out in 3 weeks. Our educator who pivoted in the language area, she rolled this out in 72 hours. So narrow is power. Key number 3. People go, oh, but I don't know how to get my message out in the world. I don't know how to market. I don't even know where to begin with marketing. Marketing, dear friends, is really, really simple. It's also doing what you already know how to do. We at Summit Success, we in the Consultant Success Formula, in the course of our 3-month program, we teach amazing marketing, digital marketing, Facebook, social media marketing, Google pay-per-click marketing, speak to sell marketing, content marketing. We could teach you marketing. I could spend the next 3 hours. I get all fired up about marketing. But you don't need that to get started today, because building a business is simple. You do this already. It's about creating, nurturing, and sustaining relationships over time. And we think that it's more complicated than that. We think that it's a lot more complicated than that. We think it's about Facebook messenger bots or LinkedIn strategies or understanding complicated algorithms. It's about creating, nurturing, and sustaining relationships. And just because you're in the digital world doesn't mean that the rules are suspended. The rules are the same rules in the digital marketing space. We connect with one another. We engage. We ask questions with one another. We add value to one another. That's what we've done. I'm going to pull back the fourth wall, as they say in the theater. That's what we've done already. We've connected. We've engaged. I'm hoping, my hope is that I'm adding value to your life by spending time here. And I'm going to make an invitation. I'm going to invite you to join me in the Consultant Success Formula because I want to see you rock the world with your gifts and talents. And so the rules of marketing are the same rules of relationship that you already know. It's connecting. Hey, I know that you're suffering right now with your kids running around in the hallways and around the outside, and you have no idea what to do with them. What do you most need right now? Asking a question engages. Well, have you thought about doing this and this and this? Adding some value, giving from your heart what you know works. And then after you've added some value, saying, we can go deeper with this. I can help you. Join me. Let me help you over the next few weeks. We'll restore sanity to your life. So the same rules of relationship that happen in the real world happen in this virtual world that you can step into. And I'm going to give you the most powerful marketing question of all that you can use right now. I know I've seen one or two of your names who have worked with me as my one-on-one clients. You will recognize this as the marketing principle that I hammer home. This question: who do your prospective clients see before they see you? And by see, I mean actually see, complain to, seek advice from. So if you want to help businesses grow their businesses, as I like to do, well, guess who my prospective clients are seeing right now? They're calling their accountants because they're worried. They're calling their wealth managers, their advisors, because they want to know if they're going to be okay. These are my referral sources. If you're teaching, for example, physical therapy online or alignment online, or you're teaching languages online, there are people who see your people before they see you. Ask that question, answer that question, connect with those people. They will become your marketing referral sources. And this is Carson from Downton Abbey. I loved Downton Abbey. I am so sad that Downton Abbey is over for me. I know I can go back, but this is Carson. And I love the Butler's mantra. It's where we come from. I drive this home with our team at Summit Success. How may I serve you? Our team, Doug and Madeline, and our entire team, we spent 90 minutes this past Sunday hosting a free open coaching platform. We had dozens and dozens of people. Doug and I did it yesterday for a bazillion lawyers. We want to be out in the world serving and supporting. When you're out in the world serving and supporting others, that's how you build relationship in the world. So be in service, connect and serve. Business at its core is simple. It's about creating, nurturing, and sustaining relationship over time. So I want to give you 3 tools that you need. These are the only 3 tools that you need to get started today. You need what we in the business call a CRM, a customer relation management system, which is fancy. And we throw it around because it sounds fancy. What about your CRM? A CRM is just a way to send bulk emails. You by virtue of being on this webinar, you are in our CRM, both out of Infusionsoft and Webinar Jam. You got our stuff one to many. It looked like I was writing to you individually. And when I write my copy, I think about you individually, but the system handles one to many. You can get a free MailChimp account to start. You need a way to communicate and teach. I'm on a platform called Webinar Jam. It's a little pricey. You don't need it. You can get on a platform like a free Zoom platform or a paid Zoom platform for about $20, $25 a month. And that's a wonderful way to teach and share with other people what you do. So you can email people and say, hey, I got a great program coming up. And you can teach the program right on Zoom. And then you need a way for people to find out a little bit about your program. Most of you opted in through what we call a landing page. This is I put a little screenshot on the page that you opted in on. This was created in about half an hour on a platform called Lead Pages. There are other, you can create a lead page out of MailChimp. There are lots of ways to create a simple lead page or a landing page where people can opt in. And so you can follow up with them. Thank you, Doug. Doug just published www.zoom.us. By the way, I do not know this, that Zoom is making its service free for a time being for educators. Really nice service, stable platform. So these are the basic tools. Excuse me why I cough. I just inhaled my water. All right, he's back. All right. What was the name of the tool that Walt uses to communicate and teach? So I use Webinar Jam. Webinar Jam. That's this platform right here. We as a company actually use more frequently Zoom. And Zoom actually has a Zoom webinar tool. Again, it's more pricey. I want to keep this stuff really simple and manageable for you. If you want to go all in or right from the get-go, that's fine. But you can use Webinar. We like Webinar Jam for this because of its ability to do those follow-up sequences, and it integrates more easily with our CRM. Now I'm throwing away around fancy stuff. So I want to finish off our time today with a bonus key. And this is my invitation to you to go deeper with us. And the bonus key is all about growing a real sustainable business that will make you 6 and 7 figures. As I told you, when I cracked the code, I was able to replace my 6-figure income in a fairly short period of time. As I have already shared with you, clients who work with us are able to monetize our roadmap and use our roadmap to like save 5-figure consulting gigs really quickly. So I put this up here because I used to think that business was a black box. I thought it was, that was like completely mysterious when I started in business. And I had this thought that business success was random. It was haphazard. It was, you had to be born into it. You had to be a born entrepreneur. You had to be born into an entrepreneurial family. Maybe it was a matter of luck. What I discovered is that none of that was true. All of that head trash was just head trash. Susan, I see your question. You're going to want to make a website using a free website platform. You can use WordPress. I encourage you, if you're going to use WordPress, not to use a free template because they look chintzy and free. Invest at least $100 or $150 in a premium WordPress template. Madeline, I don't know if you can pop a link in for WordPress or not. Susan, by the way, Lead Pages, which does the landing page, you can create a website in Lead Pages, a one-page website in about half an hour, and you don't need a different service other than that, other than Lead Pages. So you can do in fact, Summit Success right now is living on a Lead Pages platform. I digress. And I digress at the most important time, but I really wanted to answer that question. Thank you for it, Susan. So what I discovered, friends, is that success isn't magical or mysterious. It's just applying, and this was the late, great Jim Rohn. He says about applying a few basic fundamentals consistently. Consistently is the key. And what I discovered, and I just stumbled over this, is that business success is a little bit like Cara Andretta and her perfect cake recipe. And her perfect cake recipe was mix the ingredients in the right order and you'll have the perfect cake. And that's what building a business is. It's about following the recipe. It's about following the roadmap. When you get in the car and your navigator says, follow the roadmap, and you follow the roadmap, you get there. You get there reliably because the roadmap takes you there. And so I'm really proud. I'm really proud of this program. It took us many years to put it together into a comprehensive roadmap. It is the most comprehensive roadmap on the planet. It is the Consultant's Success Formula. It's everything you need to start from zero, ladies and gentlemen, to a 6 or 7 figure business. Everything you need in one place. It's all there. You don't have to wake up on any given day and wonder, where am I going to find this resource? You've been asking for resources today in your questions. All of the resources that you would ever need, you will be told what you need and where they are, how to access them, everything in one place. Every single day, you will wake up and know exactly what to do, exactly when to do it, exactly when to put in the flour, exactly when to crack the eggs, exactly what to turn the temperature up to. We teach, I'm just going to give you I want to honor your time and respect your time. So I don't want to hammer this. I'm going to give you the 30,000 foot view of the Consultant Success Formula. We teach business foundations, including how to have a website that converts, LinkedIn positioning, how to get your sales messaging out in the world, how to value the work you do. Most of you will go out in the world and undervalue what you do. We want our consultants and coaches to be prosperous in the world because that's the way they serve and that's the way they're able to sustain the work they do. We want you to create an amazing platform, which means growing a big presence in the world, positioning yourself as an expert. We teach expert positioning. We teach social media presence, social media marketing. We teach how you premium price your products and services. We teach you how to have sales conversations that actually close every single time. We teach you how to create online products and programs easily and quickly, often from what you already have. We teach you how to do webinars and teleseminars and product launches, webinars like we're doing here together. There's actually a formula, again, to pull back the fourth wall to what I'm doing here today. There's actually the syntax to webinars. We give you all of the tools and the templates and the contracts and the agreements that you ever could want. We give you how to market, how to promote, all of the advertising tools and tips and strategies. We drip this out to you over 90 days. Most of it is taught by me, myself, direct to camera. You get to see my face direct on camera like this. I have somebody who I know and love. He says, I get so tired of seeing your face. But I teach it direct to camera, and it's dripped out over 90 days. Some of it is taught by others on our team, but the stuff is taught by others on our team who have a speciality in what they teach. So, for example, my business partner, my beautiful wife, Ann, who runs Summit Press Publishing, does all of the writing strategy and talks about expert positioning books. So over 90 days, the investment is $19.97. There is a 3-pay option for those of you who need to break it down, and there is zero risk. I only want people who are successful, who are really good. If this is not the right fit, please. If you get into this and it's not the right fit, I take the risk. I'm going to share with you some success stories momentarily. I'm in this work for the long haul. I've been in this work for 14 years. I am not going away. This is not a flash in the night thing. We serve people all around the world. We want only successful people in this program and people who are willing to be coached, people who are willing to go deep with the work. And if you, for some reason, buy into this program, invest in this program and say, oh, no, it's not the right fit, no questions asked, dear friends, no questions asked. We have worked with amazing, world famous people. You can Google Akeem Nowak. Akeem is an amazing leadership expert. We have gone deep with Akeem, exponentially growing his presence in the world. An amazing human being, an amazing author, amazing thought leader, and now having an even bigger impact in the world as a result of the work we've been able to do with them, the privilege of working with them. I told you about Maria Granovsky. When she came to us, she knew nothing about the entrepreneurial space. She was an associate in a mill, in a lawyer mill, in a big New York firm. And we went deep with Maria. And, you know, she ends this beautiful testimonial by saying, you know, Walt is now a friend. And that's how the people we work with, we hold dear to us. Because the work that you are even thinking about doing in the world, ladies and gentlemen, there are people in the world who need what you know right now. They need you. They need you right now. So I've gone a long time. I'm going to pop up the way momentarily that you can join, but you have a choice right now. You're at a fork. You can go it alone. I did at the beginning. I wandered around in the dark and I struggled a lot. And I made a lot of mistakes. I made mistakes that cost there in the world now. And you don't need to reinvent the wheels. I've got all the wheels in my garage, or my garage, as we say here in Ireland, round wheels, broken wheels, square wheels. I want to give you the wheels that work. So let our amazing team take you by the hand and help you build and scale your consulting or coaching business. And we're going to help you to do it faster and quicker and easier. So, you hear me now? Is my audio on? Hello? Is my audio on now? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello, hello? Is my audio on now? Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me now? Give me a yes that you can hear me. Excellent. All right. Excellent. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Madeline. I took you off my headset. So what I was saying is I would love the opportunity, the privilege to take you by the hand and walk you through this step by step. My system, our system, the Consultant Success Formula, is going to help you get there faster, quicker, and easier. So in order to incentivize you, I started thinking, what would help you get there faster and easier? And I thought, okay, time is what gets in everybody's way. We have an amazing program. It's based upon my second book, The Power Principles of Time Mastery. You can buy The Power Principles of Time Mastery, one of the preeminent time mastery programs on the planet. And we're going to give this to you as a bonus, as part of the Consultant Success Formula. I also started to think, what would help you get there faster? What would get you there a whole lot faster? And I thought, okay, a whole lot faster would be not having it completely virtual, where you're off by yourself, because entrepreneurship can be a lonely go. And so we've decided to add in every other week live coaching, live office hours, where you have live access to me and our amazing coaching team, including the amazing Doug, who is in the chat helping sort my technical nightmares. Thank you, Doug, for that. And so every other week, you'll have live access to me and to us. People pay Doug and me up to $50,000 a year to work with us one-on-one. The value of this conservatively is $3,500, but we're going to bonus it to you because we want you to get there faster. And I really want to incentivize you to work with us. And I want to incentivize you to take action today as a result of this webinar. I do not do this casually. Our coaching time is at a premium. I have a waiting list for my one-on-one coaching time, but I want to get you in action. And so if you act, this is only available if you buy from this webinar. If you invest from this webinar, I will spend time with you one-on-one, a one-on-one session with me where we're going to turbocharge your action. We're going to get you in action. We're going to get you moving forward quickly. And then you're going to have continuing access to me through the open office hours. But I want to encourage you to take action now. I have a huge bias for action. I want to see you in action. So this is a bonus that I'm only including on this webinar. I want to see you successful. I want to see you successful like Denise. Denise is one of our superstars. If you enroll, you will see Denise still. She's been in the Consultant Success Formula, and she has evergreen access to this program, as you will too. She comes to office hours religiously. And when we were beginning with Denise, Denise had no idea where to get clients and how she was going to make money. And now we have what we call first world problems with Denise. And Denise's her questions are: should I double my prices again? How do I get more team involved? Because I have a lot of people reaching out to me. Denise is what we call a product launch concierge. She helps people with digital products actually launch them in the world. Very narrow niche, but she's got a great specialty. And she's created an amazing business using the Consultant Success Formula. And she's done it from scratch. And I want more shining stars. I want shining stars from this audience today. Imagine, please, waking up tomorrow, having an exact roadmap, a reliable system, a proven formula. Imagine knowing exactly what to do and when to do it. Imagine having everything you need at your fingertips. Imagine never ever being alone again. Because as I said, entrepreneurship is a lonely go. And my team and I, we don't want you to go it alone. Imagine for a moment, in this moment of uncertainty, taking back control of your life, stepping back in to the driver's seat. Maybe in the back of your mind, you've thought about something like this: a business you've dreamed of, the income you deserve, the life you want, the freedom you've yearned for. I'm sitting high on a hillside overlooking beautiful pastures in West County Cork, Ireland, far from the maddening crowds, doing work I love. I get to Fridays and I am sad because the work week is over. There were years where Sunday night would be a drudgery. Think about having a business that you wake up to every single day that you love. Think about, please, future-proofing your work and your life. Future-proofing so that never again are you at the mercy of the market, at the mercy of some pathogen, at the mercy of some boss, at the mercy of some circumstance, but rather that you're in the driver's seat, doing the work that you are meant to do in the world, solving problems that you uniquely can solve, helping people that you're meant to serve, making a huge impact in the world. And that's what the work is about. It's about touching lives. It's about taking care of other people. It's about serving people in their time of need. I so believe that we can get through this time together. I so believe that we have an amazing opportunity together to step up and make an impact in the world and make a good living doing it. doing good, doing well. I popped up an offer over on the right-hand side. There's a blue button there. Get started now. Please click that button. It will take you to a short page where it will tell you about the stuff you get. It's not about the stuff. It's about waking up tomorrow morning and having your clear roadmap. And there are 2 green buttons on that page that will give you the option of either a single pay or 3 pay option, either whatever serves your interest well. If for some reason you're on this side of the pond in Ireland down the street and you want to invest through our bank transfer system, feel free to contact me that way. We'll do whatever serves you. I want to invite you into our world. We have an amazing world. We have an awesome team. We would love to serve you. We would love to see you make a big impact in the world. We would love to give you the clarity and the certainty that you want and deserve. We'd love to have you take back control and enjoy the rich rewards of this work that we get to do. Thank you so much for the opportunity to spend this time with you. Even if you choose not to work with you, I wish you the best. I wish you well. I wish you health and wealth and prosperity. Stay safe. Social distance when you need to. I look forward to when our paths will cross again. And I hope that we have the opportunity to work together. Bye for now.